Here's the thing, though, like, if it is, because again, it's just me guessing, if it is right-wingers who did this, because they're still so furious about cuckgate or spermgate or whatever you want to call it, if they are the ones behind this, then, like, it really goes to show you how fragile their idea of, like, masculinity is, that it's been destroyed to the point where they now have to destroy Tim Pool and Jack as a result. It's like, we had this idea of, you know, you sold us on this grip strength shit. I spent like $3.99. I did all the courses. I improved my grip strength by 26%. I can now break pencils just by squeezing them very tightly. And then I find out that you, in fact, are a cuck. A cuck, sir. You allowed another penis to penetrate the woman you loved. And I believed in you. I guess I'll give a quick recap. If you're unfamiliar, Tim Pool lives on the Tim Pool compound, which is where he has a number of friends and family who all happen to be his staff. They all work for him, but they're also his friends and his brothers there as well. And they all work on this remote compound, which is pretty isolated. And it's in a secret location. I don't know if they require you to wear a bag over your head as you get brought over to the compound or anything like that. But he got swatted. And before finding out all the details, I will say this. I hate Tim Pool. I despise Tim Pool. I think Tim Pool is a very dangerous public figure. I think he espouses and hosts a lot of hateful figures. I think he is trying to promote a civil war that he believes is supposed to be in the making his entire career. I think he fearmongers. I think he contributes to a lot of things like white supremacy, racial oppression, stuff like that. I hate him. At the same time, I do not want Tim Pool to die. I am not in favor of capital punishment. I don't want Tim Pool to be killed, and swatting people can result in that. So I will say, first and foremost, do not swat people. Do not, like, you should know this from now. There's been people who've been killed in swattings. So, like, it's a very serious thing. Obviously, Tim Pool fucking sucks, but saying he sucks and saying, hey, by the way, you should phone someone and get someone to, like, knock on his doors and think that someone has committed suicide inside or whatever the case was on this, don't do that. That's bad.
Getting people to work out in the house has been a freaking workout in the first place. Tomorrow's the training. We need to know exactly how many people are here so we have the right equipment here ready for everyone in the house.
Yeah, good point. Cops will shoot your dog. That is true. Cops will shoot your dog. Not your dog. They will shoot the dog of the person you're swatting. Don't swat people. It's an incredibly dangerous practice. And also, like, fuck, why are you calling the cops on someone? Jesus Christ. Thought you were cool.
Here, so. Let's divide this into two categories. I think that's going to be fair here. First list is people working out. Second list is lazy, fat. Who?
I'm going to be honest here, though, and here's my Alex Jones for all of you, okay? At the end of the day, if you didn't know, Tim Pool is embroiled in spermgate, cuckgate. Cuckgate is what it's called. So Tim Pool's one of Tim Pool's most frequent guests is Jack Murphy. Jack Murphy has suddenly become embroiled in what is known as spermgate or cuckgate because Jack Murphy, who has the liminal order, I think is the name of his like men's rights or men help guru style shit. It has been revealed, actually was into cucking, which in and of itself, you know, if you're healthy, if you're sex positive and you're in a consensual relationship for cucking and you want to talk about it and promote positive alternative, sexual stuff, based, okay? Absolutely based. If you are not into cucking, also based, doesn't matter whether you are into it, not into it. I don't really have a big problem with that. Here's the thing that was kind of weird to me, that he also wrote articles about consensual rape, which is way more fucked up, which is kind of like, no. And he also wrote an article about how feminists should be raped, but again, consensual rape, weird shit, rouge, voosh kind of stuff. So that's what they should have been mad at him. Anyways, they're mad at Jack for the cucking. That is, if you are a conservative, the highest crime one can commit. You cannot be a man and also allow your, trad wife to have sex with other men. This makes you the cuck, and of course you are now the lowest form of humanity. They think of you as subhuman, and so now they're trying to get at Jack Murphy. The Quartering has joined the fight, as has Geeks and Gamers, as has The Blaze. The Quartering actually posted a bunch of screenshots, like little pictures of pornography, on his Twitter of Jack, which is also super fucked up. And then deleted them afterwards. And so now Jack is accusing him of posting revenge porn. It's a whole thing. Anyways, this kind of seems like it's maybe more... I mean, if I was a detective, and maybe here's a hint, detectives, if you're trying to find out who exactly would be interested in swatting Tim Pool, who feels betrayed by Tim Pool right now, there's some potential leads. I'm not saying that anyone is guilty. I'm just, you know, I'm throwing it out there. I'm doing some investigations.
Because last time we were like, okay, we're all working out, we're all coming, yeah. People skipped out to watch a movie. Freaking Spider-Man. Ben, we demand your...
Wait. I'm not a Marvel movies person. I think they're kind of just like overbloated and saturated. But like Spider-Man, they're usually fun. What do you got against Spider-Man? Everyone likes them. Even, you know, all the way back to the Sam Raimi ones, and now we got all the nostalgia, and you know, and the Andrew Garfield ones weren't great, but at the same time, they exist. So I don't know.
Presents immediately. We're giving you the option to sign up.
Seems like a pretty controversial, like that's a spicy take to have on the internet, you know? Like I would just walk down the stairs of a live stream and be like, hey, yeah, cats suck. Don't you all hate cats? I despise cats. Because you're like, oh fuck, you're gonna piss a lot of people off. You're gonna make a lot of enemies.
I understand. I'm gonna get Tim to do this.
I'm trying to. Where is he?
As he walked outside, food is supposed to come soon, so.
Thanks, Nivis.
It's better.
Okay.
A little bit better.
Alright, cool.
Rescue 1 for Can you advise if that's a local?
Who the hell would want to live there? I mean, the creepiest thing about the compound to me is the fact that like Tim always refers to it as just a bunch of friends, you know, having fun, skateboarding, doing flips, grabbing drones and RC cars and having them smash into dildos and other shit. But like they're all his employees. That's the weird dynamic of this whole thing. Like, yeah, it's a commune. You all live together, but you all work for me too. Is also kind of the weird thing.
I'm really calling. Rescue 1, what was your line? Can you see if that was a local number that called, or if you can get a...
Like, just imagine if you were having an argument with Tim Pool and you're in the middle of it, and then he's just like, you know how upset he can get, right? Like, you've heard this before.
And you keep saying, but my kids need food!
And so what if you're like, yeah, well, my kids actually do need food. And he's like, no! And then right afterwards, it's like, oh, are you actually going to cancel my health insurance because we were just arguing about that? Fuck. Okay, fine. Tim, you're right. Like, just leave me right. Oh, God damn it.
And you keep saying, but my kids need food!
Yeah, we're working on that now. She's trying to pull back up. All right. I'm pretty sure this is probably going to be a swatting call. They're shooting a...
yeah, Kubi, it's really sad.
Inside the residence here.
In the 1918 Spanish flu, there were 57 pandemics, and there was only 4 cases of them that didn't result in a revolt or large-scale protest afterwards. And they actually announced a number of times...
Yeah, the cops just walked in.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. Should we? Yeah, that I was looking at my notes and I was like,
did somebody swat you?
Yep, somebody swatted us.
Did
Someone
they really?
swatted us?
Yep, somebody swatted us. So that's
How do you know?
what that
How do you
was.
know?
I have somebody texting me.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
so Tim's gonna go
Wow.
take care of
So,
business.
yeah, just a police officer
Just stroll
entered
it in.
here, looked around because it looks like someone swatted this live broadcast here.
Glad they didn't come in here bussing, man.
I'm glad, yeah, man.
I mean, that's
Wow. Yeah, I mean, with zero evidence, zero knowledge, no idea of who did this, complete spurious react Andy off the top of my head. I would say this could be some backlash as a result of the sperm wars or the cuck wars or whatever you want to call it. Tito Canu with a very generous $2 with a message: if Tim yells at me, I'm calling RA the Rugged Man. Good person to call. If you didn't, I interviewed RA not too long ago. He's gonna be doing more online shit. He said he had a ton of fun in a live show and live stream. And he's like, I want to just start doing live streams of like me watching movies and making fun of movies and shit. So I'm gonna help him set that stuff up. So you're gonna have RA the Rugged Man, Mystery Science Theater 3000. Maybe with the occasional surf guest. It'll be fun.
that's something that's extremely dangerous.
We got a call saying that 2 people were shot and another was threatening suicide. Is this sealed off?
Yeah, it's an attic.
That's completely sealed or no?
So, okay, first off, this is not a proper swatting. Swatting is when the SWAT team comes in, right? But this is the act of swatting where you're basically, you know, calling law enforcement, lying about something that happened at a location, so the police have to go inside under risk of, like, there's someone being shot, or there's someone being held hostage, or there's something like that. Something that, you know, demands that they have to take action immediately, and that there's danger involved as well, so they may have to use firearms and stuff like that. Again, super fucked up. Super dangerous. Do not do this. As much as I hate Tim Pool, and as terrible as Tim Pool is, like, fucking never swat somebody. It can result in so many fucked up things happening. And again, like people were saying in chat, they can kill dogs, right? That could be on the, like, the lower end of things that happen. It's just like out of nowhere, there's a dog jumps out at them, and they end up shooting it. Like, shit like that can happen.
As far as I know.
Or can you lift that?
I think they're still doing work on it. Like, they put that down.
Yeah, it's more of a wellness check than a swatting. I agree.
Yeah, it's like they're
What's that?
The room with the key, the roof is sealed.
Okay. All right. So
There's steps, but it goes to like a roof slash wall.
Okay.
And then there's a locked door in there.
See, there is a locked door in here.
Yeah.
Callous Cats, I get it now. I don't think that happens in Canada. It absolutely happens in Canada. It's not like the SWAT team in the same way. The Canadian drug enforcement team, by the way, is very heavily armed. So if you want to see people like kicking indoors, you have but to tell them that there is like I've got a very knowledgeable tip that inside there is a group of Hell's Angels, and they're making crystal meth, and that it's becoming very volatile. We can smell it through the walls. They've also got a bunch of kids in there. One of them is actually like a child prisoner, and they've been like trafficked. I've got like photos and videos, like whatever. Like once you start feeding them all that kind of information, like you do run the risk of getting someone seriously hurt through that activity. Also, just don't talk to the cops. What the fuck, you know? What are you doing talking to the cops?
Do you have a key for that door?
I don't. No.
Here you go. Excuse me.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, swatting is a slight exaggeration. This was more of kind of a wellness check than a swatting, but still, don't do this either. Here's the thing, though, like, if it is, because again, it's just me guessing, if it is right-wingers who did this, because they're still so furious about cuckgate or spermgate or whatever you want to call it, if they are the ones behind this, then, like, it really goes to show you how fragile their idea of, like, masculinity is, that it's been destroyed to the point where they now have to destroy Tim Pool and Jack as a result. It's like, we had this idea of, you know, you sold us on this fucking grip strength shit. I spent like $3.99. I did all the courses. I improved my grip strength by 26%. I can now break pencils just by squeezing them very tightly. And then I find out that you, in fact, are a cuck. A cuck, sir. You allowed another penis to penetrate the woman you loved. And I believed in you. We all did. All of us with incredible grip strength. Look at our hands. Look at our fucking knuckles now. After working on this for years. And this is where you led us astray. No, you must be destroyed.
So I just want to say, with respect to you guys, I'm not okay with you guys being in here without a warrant, regardless of the circumstances. And I'd appreciate it if you would leave.
Okay. We checked the entire house.
We just checked the upstairs. Did we get the...
Okay. Let's just get one thing straight here, okay? Tim Pool has said multiple times that he is anti-authoritarian. He's not for the power of the state until he likes it. Until he gets a sweet little taste. Little lick of that, you know? Little extra crumb at the end of that boot. Because I'll have you know that during the black bagging, which is the best way I could describe it, where, you know, the police officers that didn't have any identification, they didn't have any numbers, no serial numbers for you to be able to know who they were. This is during the height of the Black Lives Matter protests when Trump was president, and they were actually taking people off the street, putting bags on them and throwing them into trucks and vans, some of the most horrifying shit I'd seen in a very long time. Tim Pool was all about it. Like, he actually went on a show and he was like, it's kind of weird, you know, when you watch, like, V for Vendetta, it's like you think that they're going to do that to the bad guys, but, like, in real life, they don't. It's cool, you know? So I was just like, yeah, they're just like, they're grabbing Antifa and they're like helping us out. That's pretty cool, you know, bro? Sweet. Yeah, bro fist. Nice. All right. Yeah, okay, let's do this.
The whole
You were with us the whole time, sir. Did we go through the whole ground floor?
Yeah, so
Okay.
Okay. I respect the attempt at keeping everybody safe and everything, but...
Yeah, and that's, look, that is the only reason we were doing what we're doing. We wanted to make sure everybody here was okay. And, you know, we have to answer any other questions you have.
No, just would appreciate it if you guys would...
Okay.
Excellent.
All right. Look, I appreciate your time and your cooperation.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, if you wanted to push things really far, you could have always done it like, do you have a warrant? You know, because if they don't have the right to search the house, even if they're like, you know, under suspicion that there's something bad there happening at the very moment. But Tim, you know, Tim did do what I suppose you are supposed to do, which is get the fuck out.
Sorry for what they're doing, you know what I mean?
You're good, man.
Have a good one, dude.
Thank you.
Yeah, I just
Yep. All good. All right, thank you.
Thank you, man.
Will Tim blame Antifa? No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Absolutely a swatting incident.
Yeah, it's a swatting
Okay, yeah,
incident.
they did, but they were trying to make...
Was Alice okay? Yeah, I had to let him know that she was.
That's
there.
absolutely swatting.
To be honest, I'm shocked he hasn't contacted the police in his area and let them know that who he is and that he's a SWAT risk. Oh, that's interesting. Just so they would know if they get repeated calls.
They were hoping it would go bad.
Yeah.
It was swatting, but
Definitely.
didn't.
Pretty much somebody trying to kill us.
Yep.
Oh, thank you. I was nervous.
You asked them for a warrant.
I did ask them for a warrant. The reason they could
Yeah,
come
we
in
asked
is
for
for
a warrant.
this.
They said we're going in anyway.
Exigent circumstance.
They said they're going in anyway. They don't have
It's
a
because of
warrant.
exigent circumstance. It's a real thing. They were real cool. It's just a slide
Regardless,
thing.
a crime. Good job.
Thank you.
All right,
I
let's
just
learn.
walked out of the room. The cops walked in. They walked around with flashlights. We've been swatted. I am extremely unhappy with this.
Goodman Ace, with the incredible generous $5, says, I would never call the cops, but Cuckgate has caused me to reconsider my pepper bucket sourcing. Oh, fair enough. Fair enough. You know what? If you do not want prepper buckets that may have been tainted by cuckery, like you don't want to know if cuckery has been involved in the production of your slop, your fine slop. Like, you know, in the apocalypse, if you're just mowing down a giant, like, bucket of macaroni and broccoli, you better know that it's not made by cucks. Exigent circumstances that would cause a reasonable person to believe that entry or other relevant prompt action was necessary to prevent physical harm to the officers or other persons, the destruction of relevant elements, or the escape of the suspect or some other consequential, improperly frustrating legitimate law enforcement efforts. Exigent circumstances are exceptions to the general requirement of a warrant under the Fourth Amendment. In Missouri versus McNeely, the Supreme Court clarified, a variety of circumstances may give rise to the exigency sufficient to justify a warrantless search, including law enforcement's need to provide emergency assistance to an occupant of a home, engage in a hot pursuit of a fleeing suspect, or to enter a burning building to put out a fire and investigate its cause. Courts will typically look at the time when the officer makes the warrantless search procedure to evaluate whether at that point it was reasonable for the officer at the scene, would believe it is urgent to act, and impractical to search or to secure a warrant. Courts may also consider whether the facts suggested that the suspect was armed and planning to escape, whether a reasonable police officer would believe his safety or others' safety has been threatened, and whether there was a serious crime involved. So that seems like it's a per case kind of situation, right? It's one of those things where after the fact you have to worry, but in the heat of the moment, I suppose you would best comply. That's kind of what is what I'm getting. The legal team, exigent circumstances, refers to a situation in which law enforcement officers with a pressing need to enter a residence without a warrant is allowed to do so without violating the resident's constitutional rights against unreasonable searches and seizures. This is because emergency circumstances often outweigh the need for a warrant. The Fourth Amendment to the U.S. Constitution requires police officers to have a warrant before performing a search or entering someone's home. However, if an officer has reason to believe there's an emergency occurring inside that is endangering a person there, or that evidence has been destroyed, he may enter after announcing himself without a warrant. To explore this concept, consider the following exigent circumstance definition. So yeah, one of those things where obviously you have to be like, okay, you comply because you don't want to get shot. I don't want anyone here to die, which is why I'm, basically offering that advice. But afterwards, once you then, either take it to court or you may even, sue the city or something to that in civil court, that's when they start looking at whether or not this was justified. And in the case of this situation, maybe it wasn't. Who knows what phone call they got on the other end. Clearly, they were looking for someone who was both committing suicide and someone who was at gunpoint or something to that effect. Yeah. Lance getting swatted works because he's kind of funny, though I haven't seen a commie get swatted before. I've seen people, it's mostly like, I'll be honest, swatting is a problem that happens way more to gamers than it does, or at least in my like history of hearing about swats is gamers swatting each other successfully. And you know, sometimes they have resulted in people getting shot. That's why it's like, it's such a fucked up thing. And yeah, in this case, like, I don't know who did it, but if you were like, are you a gambling man, Lance? Who would you put money on? I would probably say, well, I don't know, probably the right wing that was really upset with the whole Jack Murphy and being disillusioned, cuckery, grip strength shit.
Because I can't necessarily be mad at the officers. They were very polite, but I do not like cops coming into my house when we have mats all over the place. They come back with a warrant.
Yeah.
And I don't know who let them in or why.
Yeah, what happened?
I understand they're here because we got swatted. A report was made that 2 people had been shot and killed, and that the gunman was threatening to hurt themselves. They didn't send a SWAT team. It was just a couple of officers. I don't want to drag them or be mean to them because they were polite. But I'm not happy with the idea that they're walking into our studio while we are live. They're walking around. Cop immediately, I walked out of the room. He immediately came up and said, I'm really, really sorry about this. We're not trying to, screw with you or ruin what you're doing. Here's what happened. We got a call. 2 people had been shot and killed, and a person was going to be killing themselves. We have to check it out and make sure everything's okay. We're going to be doing a sweep once we figure it out. And I'm just like, come back with a warrant.
You called me because there was a cops out here. It's like, oh.
Well, I actually was like, let me just go up there. And they were like, no, you got to stay here. I was like, okay. I think I can answer because I know sometimes you don't. And I was like,
did they tell you what they thought?
And I was like, shoot, because I just knew you might not answer. So I was like, and they stopped me. They're like, we didn't ask you to go out there. I was like, all right, no problem.
They walked up to me. They were like, we got a call that someone was what?
I know, I felt bad because...
I mean, yeah, that wasn't like, I still think it was like, okay, so that's just, it's going to be a semantics thing, right? Swatting. Because people are going to be like, no, under the definition of swatting, according to the official Urban Dictionary definition, that was a textbook swatting. Swatting is a criminal harassment tactic of deceiving an emergency service via means such as hoaxing an emergency service dispatcher into sending police and emergency service response teams to another person's address. This is triggered by false reporting of a serious law enforcement agency, such as a bomb threat, murder, hostage situation, or a false report of a mental health emergency, such as reporting that the person is allegedly suicidal or homicidal or may not be armed. The term is derived from the law enforcement unit SWAT, Special Weapons and Tactics, a specialized type of police unit that is in the United States, carrying military-style equipment such as door-breaching weapons, submachine guns, automatic rifles, and sniper rifles. The threat may result in the evacuation of schools and businesses. Advocates have called swatting to be described as terrorism due to its use to intimidate and cause risk of injury or death. Well, that's kind of interesting. Making false reports to emergency service is a criminal offense in many countries, punishment by fines and imprisonment. In March 2019, a California man was sentenced to 20 years in prison for carrying out the fatal 2017 swatting. Swatting carries a high risk of violence and causes tax dollars to be wasted by the city or country when responding to a false report of a serious enforcement agency, as well as liability if things go wrong. In California, swatters bear the full cost of the response, which leads to fines up to $10,000. That doesn't seem like a lot of money, but still.
I was walking out to go skate in the barn, and like these lights are out by the beginning of the driveway, and I was just like, what the hell is that? And like I thought maybe like somebody stopped to read a text message before driving up, and I started like walking a little towards it to see who it was, and I hear like, put your hands up, sir.
Oh man, I got like a full-blooded Tim Pool fan in the Serfs chat, Jack Wolf, saying Tim Pool is based. Yes, he is based. He's got one of the most reasonable Twitter accounts. That's ridiculous. Okay, if you didn't know this, by the way, Jack Wolf, just a piece of advice. Tim Pool thought it was super clever for him to play 25D chess and suddenly start posting every corner of the political spectrum on his Twitter account. Just randomly. It would be like, abolish the police, fund the police, quasi-fund the police, half abolish the, and then when he was like asked about it on the show, he was like, yeah, so if someone wants to report on me, they'll have to guess what my beliefs truly are. It was like, I am smarter than all of you. Like, yeah, he's a nihilist. He believes in nothing. Yeah.
I was like, I think it's the cops. You gotta put your hands up. He's like, what?
Wow. I had like a 360 camera in my hand. I'm like, he's totally gonna think this is a gun.
I was like, because I know exactly, not to have him come in without anything. I was like, if I can't stop it, so what am I supposed to do,
2 cops sent to possible double homicide with a suicide threat. No more officers, no gear, no guns out. Really? WTF? Yeah, I mean, hey, we don't know what happened. None of us know what happened. We don't know the official story. I haven't seen a police report. I haven't seen anything yet. I mean, come on. If I was to put on my Alex Jones hat again, I think it's less likely that Tim Pool would do something like this for attention. Is that what's being implied? You know, like Tim actually called the cops on himself, and then when the police arrived, it was only a matter of time before he had all the cameras out, and he made sure it was done during a live screening. And then, I think it's more zero evidence towards any motive or what's happening here. But my money is still kind of on the whole thing was probably some backlash for the grip strength. I don't know. That's what I'm getting. That's what I'm guessing at this point.
Yeah, I mean, it was like 10 cops there, and you were like, you can't come in without a warrant, and they were just like, yeah, well, we're gonna go in anyway.
They had
the white privilege on display is so weird. It feels like, ooh, scary. I had to put my camera down. True. It's true. Hey, who knows? In some time, maybe Tim will say he was the victim of a hate crime or something to that effect. We have to wait and see. This is fresh.
And exigent circumstance. I've got their, information. I took pictures of their license plates and everything, so I've got their info.
We actually talked to the local police departments and explained to them what swatting is.
I tried to explain
so it's not going to work.
I explained it to them.
That's why they came all full. That's why they were.
I told
they
him
come with like shotguns.
Other people that's happened to and it goes bad real fast. And a lot of people who are more popular have to talk to their local.
This is one of those guys that's
so it'll never work.
Like.
Yeah, the one guy from Washington County, because it was his call. He was the one, got to talk to you. We are going in. So he was, but I understand. You get a call like that, you have to take that seriously.
They have to check.
Yeah.
And so, because he tried to even.
I love how they keep going back and forth between it's just outrageous that something would happen. Kind of feels like an overreach, just like unaccounted for state and government power. But they were doing their job and they're great people. Yeah, no, they really are. Yeah, we got to support the boys in blue. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, blue lives matter. Blue lives matter. Blue lives definitely matter. Definitely. Yeah, no, that was cool. That was fun. I think, so I want to see from the other corner of the internet, the Quarterine, what he has to say about this, because the Quarterine is on the other side of the thing, and we have a video here 3 hours ago. Who swatted Tim Pool?
Did somebody swat you?
Yep, somebody swatted us.
Run.
I just walked out of the room. The cops walked in. They walked around with flashlights. We've been swatted. I am extremely unhappy with this.
And, we have some big news in our space last night.
He never fails to necessitate 1-5 for it to sound like normal English.
As live during Tim Pool's show, we saw several officers appear on camera, and through information shared by Tim, there appeared to be nearly a...
He said fleshlights? Emperor Spock. Okay, so I heard fleshlights, and I was like, oh, get your mind out of the gutter there, Lance. You can't just be talking about fleshlights. This is a very serious matter. But maybe he did say fleshlights. Maybe that wasn't just me.
Dozen officers show up at his house. This was absolutely a swatting, and the chat was convinced it was Jack Murphy. I see no evidence of that. I think they were just memeing, but it's a scary situation, and I want to be very, 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 very clear. I hope that law enforcement finds out who this person is, and they serve prison time. I'm not kidding you. This is not a meme. This is not a joke. This isn't a LARP. This isn't a funny ha-ha. People have lost their lives over this stuff. And
I mean, to the transphobic wizard's credit, he has kind of taken a stance against Ian Miles Chong for a while, who's someone who has openly admitted to swatting someone. Didn't Ian Miles Chong's swatting result in a dog being shot? Like, it was like super fucked up. How did he walk away from that one where everyone's still like, oh yeah, he's based because he says things?
I have no patience for it. As a content creator, I have to constantly remind my local PD. They know me all by name, not for any misbehavior, but because I have to call up there and explain to them what a YouTuber is, because every couple of months, every 6 months or so, some idiot tries this stuff with me. Now, the local PD knows me. I'm on some sort of list there that, that means they have...
Toxicorum says he swatted Andy Warski, that's right, and got his dog killed. That is so fucked up. That is like, I don't get how any conservative afterwards is still fucking around with Ian Miles Chong. Why would you fuck with Ian Miles Chong? If he's like gotten a dog killed. Fuck him. Because of a fucking online beef? Because of a fucking internet beef? Like, the screens turn off. There's a real world out there.
I don't know, like call me first. They have my cell phone number. I don't know why. I would hope that Tim has that done.
From a flashbang. Fuck.
I don't want to be like, make no mistake. I want the person that did this to go to prison for a long time. I believe that this is not a meme, that this should be a charge, like attempted deletion charge. And everybody who does this should...
Deletion's one of the words he uses instead of... he tries to stay away from any words he thinks will demonetize his channel. So instead of porn, there's prawn. Instead of COVID, there's coof. Instead of kill, there's delete.
Cast. Someone called the PD. They said that 2 people were ended and he was going to go after more. Tim Pool said on Twitter. The PD were told not to enter without a warrant, but they said they didn't need one due to exigent? I've never heard that term before. Circumstances. This is a large house used as a production studio with many employees on site. Pool added. He also...
Hey, I just like to add, that's the difference between the serfs and other corners of the internet when you go there. See, when there was a legal term that we weren't completely familiar with, we learned. We went and then we Googled it, and then it wasn't just like, oh, that I've never heard of that word before and I don't know what it means. And it's kind of important to what I'm talking about right now. Anyways, moving on.
Timcast IRL producer Lydia Smith confirmed the announcement, and there's videos. According to live broadcast, host Tim Pool and Luke Rudkowski abruptly stopped the podcast, looking shocked at what they were witnessing in the room. Rudkowski announced that the PD had just entered the room and they were, of course, being swatted. Please.
Yeah, I mean, my money is still, I mean, again, no idea who did this. Absolutely no idea. Ohio gamer gets prison time over swatting, call that led to a man's death. But, yeah, that would be where I'd put my money, just because it seems to be a practice that has been done by right-wingers before, and there's a lot of people mad at Pool and Jack Murphy because they feel betrayed because of Spermgate and cucking, which is just so bizarre. Hey, the white nationalist, Jack Masabic, update. Someone made a fake police report that there was an active shooter at Tim Pool studio and that 2 people had been killed. Police burst in live on air. Yeah, I don't think it's Tim Pool. I don't think it's Tim Pool. I don't think it's I don't think he did it to himself. But at the same time, no idea who did it. Absolutely no idea who did it, you know? I've never seen a troll. Oh, what did I miss? Oh, fuck. I've never seen a troll try so hard and get so little. I don't know. You should check out fucking Twitch chat. Is 99% of the time it's going to be someone who pops in there. It's going to be one of 2 things. It's going to be a Trump, the username will say like Trump 2024 for life baby or something like that, and then immediately it's just going to be all caps like Trump is going to win again, crush you losers, and then gone. And I'm always like, what do you think you're changing in the world? Like, do you, like it is just such a like a kamikaze move. It's like all caps. No, I'm gonna get roasted the second a mod sees this, maybe even before anyone else does. Like just boom, gone, and then you're dust in the wind. You know, but people they're just like all caps, fucking like why not play with the chat? Why not play with the streamer? Why not reel them in? You know, use a couple buzzwords right away just to make everyone not suspect that you're there. Be like, hey comrades, this is a pretty based stream. Are we doing praxis? Ooh woo, you know, type that out, and then all of a sudden everyone's going to be like, oh yeah, I mean, a little weird. Most people don't put them all in the same sentence, but sure. And all of a sudden be like, so are we doing any revolutions, comrades? Has anyone read the big book of anarchism? You know, something like that. And be like, okay, getting a little strange. Any of you fellow comrades want to learn how to make a Molotov cocktail? Teehee, just joking, or am I in Roblox or not? Question mark. And then you're like, okay, well, obviously now we understand what's going on here. I'm just saying, trolls, just be creative, have a little fun with it. You know, we're having a time. Just get in there, all caps, fucking blow your load instantaneously. Yeah, I mean, maybe this is because you want the post-nut clarity of just screaming, you know, at all caps. Trump 2024, all you cucks will be cucked by the cocklord. The cockening has already begun. All hail the cuck. Do you enjoy the Serfs but prefer not to have to use your eyeballs? Many are saying this. Well, we've got the solution for you. It's the Serf Times in podcast form, available on most major podcasting networks now. If you enjoy it, please consider leaving a good review and feedback because it really helps the show out, apparently, and it's free, just like the podcast.
To our gods, Xander Corvus and Peyton L. Just, we beseech thee to smite down our enemies. To our monarch, Tom Spiker, we are but your humble court jesters, here to amuse you. To our lords, Trevor R., we give thanks for this spit of land for us to eke out this meager existence. To our knights, Merid, Cheryl Alvarez, Ruby Kelly, Ellie Leslie, Alex P., Brandon, Words Greenwood, Nate, that one guy, Hagbird Celine, Matthew Scarborough, Stellar Vision, Ariane McCarthy, Daniel Sutton, Coulter Smith, Val 9000, Jenna Tall, Quiet 185, Anna Loves Riley, Omni, Riley and Anna, Poodlehawk, The Tim Caucus, Multimondi, Trevor Yanis, Lemmy 101, Anthropophojack, Cern 42, Catherine, Radical Maniac, Ramon Acosta, Nkosin, Violent Orchard, Sophie Baby, Political Puppy, Andreas Chiringuito, Zach Christensen, Josh Mickelson, Todd Buckingham, and Todd Lajeunesse. We raise our flag in a veil, and we salute you, our friends.